Amy from atlantaveggies.blogspot.com, and I'm going to talk just for a little bit about how to grow blueberry seeds. I have some blueberry seeds that I already planted. They're just teeny little seeds, and I planted them in this mix that's half vermiculite and half sphagnum moss. And in a while, you know, a long while, there will be little plants there. They'll just be so tiny, like when little lettuces come up. It's a thin little stem and a couple of cotyledons on the top. When they start to look like little plants, they'll need to be separated out into their new homes. And their new homes should be little individual pots that have about a mix of a third peat moss, a third sand, and a third of some kind of soil. That would be really great for little blueberry plants. And so when you move them, you'll need to be very careful to not injure the roots and to not damage the stems. The temptation is always to pick up a plant by the stem when you're pulling it out. But if you damage the stem, you'll damage the whole vascular system of the plant at a point where it really needs to not be damaged. So as best as you can when you're pulling those out, hold by the leaves and kind of dig those out with like a tongue depressor or a table knife, something that can slide under there and lift them out by the roots to set them into their new homes. And try to hold off fertilizing them for a couple weeks. I know that the temptation is always really strong to like give them as much as as much as you can right away, but they'll need to settle into their new potting medium for a couple of weeks. And then when you do use a little fertilizer, use something that has a lot of phosphorus in it, a starter kind of fertilizer, like a fish emulsion, but use it at half of the normal rate that you would use for a full-size plant, because these are just brand new babies and they need to be really brought up to speed slowly and carefully. And the phosphorus part of the starter fertilizer is really good for root growth, and that's why you should look for something that says it has a little more phosphorus. If a fertilizer says it's a starter fertilizer, that's exactly what you want. And a lot of the fish emulsions also have pretty good phosphorus levels, so they're exactly right. So then after they've been in those little pots for a while, then they can be planted outside in a prepared bed until they're ready to really go out into their new home. They'll still need to be babied for about a year. For the first year, they're not going to get much more than about 6 inches high, and you'll want to make sure that you've got them in a place where they won't get stepped on or mowed or run across by dogs. Keep them protected and keep them watered. Not soggy, but moist. And you should be able to get those babies to full size, and you'll have plenty of plants to share. And so this was Amy talking about how to grow blueberries from seeds.